Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Okay, so my live just cut out. I swear, when everyone calls, and right now, you guys, I have my Mars that is squaring Saturn, and so I'm having like a little bit of difficulty when it comes to the actions I want to make. So we're having a little bit of difficulty, but I'm super excited this morning. We do have our full moon in Aries that we have this morning, and it's a beautiful full moon. We got a lot of energy that I have been talking about this full moon. We have the full moon in Aries, all right? Aries is our action planet, our drive, our direction. It's also the god of war, all right? Good morning. Thank you, sweetheart. And so you could be really feeling this energy intensely, like I've been talking about this whole entire time. It's also conjuncting Aries as we get closer to the culmination of the full moon. Aries is about discord, and I know a lot of you have already been feeling like this discord. A lot of you have already been feeling like, what the heck's happening, Missy? And if any of you were on my live last night, good morning, Carmela. If any of you were on my live last night, I talked a lot about Aries and what has really been happening since 2020. And what happened during 2020 was when Aries was squaring over to Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto was when we had COVID that came out, all right? And what happens with Aries when something comes out, it's a discord. And what happened when she was discovered, she's a goddess, her name is Aries, and when she was discovered, Pluto denoted back to a smaller planet. They're like, he's no longer a big planet because Aries has so much energy and so impactful, and so Pluto got denoted. And so what happens is, what's happening right now is a lot of astrologers aren't talking about Aries, but Aries is doing a lot of damage. Good morning, Solby. And so if you guys are feeling this energy, that is why, all right? If you're feeling like you're having erratic conversations and things are happening, we have the moon opposition of Chiron. Mercury has to do with communication. The opposition is tension. Chiron is our wounded healer. So we're having a lot of open wounds that come up. But I'm going to tell you guys, we have beautiful aspects though. We have Venus that's sextiling Jupiter that is really healing those deep wounds, abundantly saying, hey, how can we heal? How can we help this? Thank you, sweetheart. I wore white for you. How can we heal these old wounds? And so we're having a lot of stuff come up right now. And so we're really feeling like that, all right? The sun is in Libra, but when it's conjunct Mars, look at that as like when the sun is in Aries. And the reason why I say that is because Mars is ruled by Aries. And so the sun being in Libra right now with this conjunction is a lot like the sun being in Aries. So this is a very action planet. Thank you, Vanessa. This is a lot of action, a lot of movement that we're really like, we got to move forward. And this full moon, but like, what are we letting go? And so right now we're shedding and we're moving forward. We're shedding and we're moving forward. So that's what this full moon is asking for us. And just like the full moon, the tides are rising, our energy is rising. And so we feel the intensity and the anger and the emotion. So if you guys feel like this is rising up inside of you, go work out. That's what Aries love to do. Go work out, go walk around the block, do something to get that energy out of you. The moon is in Aries, which is our emotions. Get that energy out of you. Shake it off. Good morning, Laura. Shake it off. Get that energy out so you're not like blowing up at anybody. And again, you guys, if you have anyone sending you messages, Mercury is in Libra. Find that balance, okay? Find that balance. Be diplomatic. Don't go off and spit fire like an Aries. I don't say Aries do that, but it's just that action planet. Like, I just need to take action. I need to move. Don't do that. Stay grounded. Say, okay, I got to count to 10. I can't overreact. I know this is what Missy said. I got to count to 10. I'm feeling this energy, and just know that we have beautiful energy. We have so much abundance. We have this beautiful kite with Ceres and Venus and Saturn offering you so much abundance if you really tap into that, all right? So stay away from like the negativity and the stuff that is happening, because it's gonna get louder and louder and louder the closer we get to December, okay? The closer we get close to that Saturn square Venus, we're gonna feel that tension, all right? Saturn's in Aquarius, that's about blocking the collective. Uranus is in Taurus, it's about making changes when it also comes to our finances. And I was gonna tell you something, I didn't know this happened, but I guess Biden came out, and Biden, for some of you that don't know this, because I know a lot of you are European and don't know this, he's our president. And so what happened is he said that if any parents go in front of school boards, they're considered domestic terrorists, and they could be arrested. So he told the FBI that parents are now domestic terrorists, and I was like, what? And so if you see that stuff coming out, you can really understand like what is happening, what is going on. Good morning, Ingrid. And so you can really feel that tension, that exposure, like all of that stuff's coming out. And so we felt this already, like with Joe Biden and what's happening, but don't, like I told you last night, don't get in this mess of like all this fear and like what's going to happen, where are we going? Because Aries is doing so much damage right now that it's going to be like, what the hell is happening, because she's doing so much disruption behind the scenes. So we haven't even seen the disruption from this full moon. Probably we won't see it till like November 20th when we have that lunar eclipse is really when we're gonna see it. Let's go, Brandon. For those of you that don't know, Joe is not from the United States, so she's like, who's Brandon? What happened is at a NASCAR event, our president of the United States, his name is Joe Biden. And so they were saying, F Biden. And Joe Biden said, they weren't saying F Biden, they were saying, let's go Brandon. And so like the huge joke is like that when everyone says, let's go Brandon, it really means that instead. So it's kind of like a United States like inside joke that's like going around. Yeah, exactly. Let's go Biden equals fuck Joe Biden. Yeah, exactly. So just know, you guys, this is going to get intense. Things are going to start coming up. You know, we're going to start seeing like news media start coming out and say like, you know, the shelves are becoming empty. There's no more food. You need to stock up on food. You're going to see that, all right? You're going to see the fear that's going to be intensified because of what Aries is doing, okay? When Aries was conjunct, it was back in January. Do you guys remember what happened in March and April? I already talked to you guys about this last night. We saw universities, high schools shut down, and they were putting beds, like hospital beds, and creating like universities. Oh my gosh, we don't know what's going to happen with this COVID pandemic. We don't know what's going to happen. And so they started creating that because Aries created the discord of the exposure, right? And so that's what's happening is the exposure is coming out. And so we saw the aftermath of that happening in March and April. So we're really not going to see the aftermath of what Aries is doing with this full moon until it's November or December or even into January. So if you start seeing stuff happen, don't freak out, all right? Don't freak out, because I'm telling you, have faith. Do not live in fear. Like I've been telling you guys, we have we have Chiron in Aries, all right? And Chiron in Aries is about the wounding to your body, the wounding to yourself. And because we have the North Node in Gemini, it has to do with communication, all right? It has to do with wounding on our body, all right? When the North Node gets into Taurus and Chiron is in Aries, what do you guys think that means? It's going to be showing us all the bad food that we've been eating, all the pesticides and the grossness, all the bad stuff that we've been taking into our body, right? Aries and Chiron is taking into our body. So we're going to see more and more of that. Even the shot when the North Node gets into Taurus, it's going to get a lot worse as well. I feel bad. My sister and friends are in New York with the mandates. Yeah, the mandates are getting strong here too in California. Who's one of meets with? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you guys, the mandates are going to get stronger. The noise is going to get louder. The fear is going to get louder, especially going into 2022. But again, just stay in that faith. Look at the things for the future. Start planning ahead, like I've been talking about. Good morning, Daryl. Start planning ahead and knowing what you need to do, all right? Start looking at solar energy cars. Start looking at the waves of the future and start thinking about that stuff and manifesting that stuff you want in your life, right? Start thinking about that solar panel car, that solar energy house that you want, all that amazing food that you want in your body and all the energy in the cells, and just start healing your body, right? Start thinking about that stuff. Ooh, I'm getting chills telling you guys, don't tap into that fear. Really start manifesting all the beautifulness that's coming into your life, because the more you can think about that, the more you can manifest. Frankie said, I can even taste the BS in the fruit. Exactly, Frankie. I love you. And so really start manifesting all of that. Really start thinking what you want to see on this planet rather than listening to all the fear and the noise. Because we are the ones that are awake, can really understand and looking at the stars and start saying, hey, we know where we need to go. We know where humanity is heading. No matter what, it's heading in that direction anyways. It's just how are we going to get there, right? Is it going to be through fear? I'll give you guys an example. I have really, really, really hard transits right now, okay? Like super hard transits. And because I know that, I work with it, right? So I have Mars exactly on my Saturn today. So me not going live at exactly 7 o'clock because the guy was like late delivering my food this morning in the hotel. Like I could have been like so pissed off, like, oh my gosh, what the heck? So know that just relax, be calm and understanding. Don't live in that fear of like, I normally go on at this time. Oh my God, nothing's perfect. That's the matrix mentality that you're living in, right? That robot mentality. Like, I have to go on. I have to be at work on time, right? It's that robot mentality. Maybe there's someone that came on that really is like, hey, I really want to hear you, but you're on too early. And so now they're here on this live, all right? So really understand, you guys, just roll with this energy. Don't stand in the fear of what's happening. Look at the opportunities around you. Stand in gratitude. Thank you, Anne. Stand in gratitude of what's around you. Don't live in that fear, all right? Today I have the sun that's conjuncting my Pluto. Like that's intensity. I have like all my planets are in Libra. I have 3 planets at the bottom of Libra, all at 25 and 26 degrees. And this full moon is just like, bam, it's like hitting all that energy in my Libra house. And so I'm telling you guys, stay grounded, okay? Because things are gonna happen to you today. Things have been happening to me the last 3 days. And you guys just have to learn to just count to 10, relax, know the energy's here, but it's gonna dissipate. You can't get involved in the tension, the frustration, the anger, and just have a lot of courage and passion to move forward, to really understanding how can I take a hold of this energy. We have such manifestation energy, especially with Ceres right now, you guys. Ceres is in Gemini, which is about abundance. She's opposing Venus. Like this is beautiful energy that you should be working with and manifesting. But the thing is what happens is with Pluto, it's about transformation, right? So it brings up all this shit that we have to look at. And we have to transmute it and transform it. And sometimes it has to do with relationships because Libra is about relationships. So finding that balance and letting things go. So is Aries doing this for a season? Yeah, exactly, Joel. Yeah, it's going to be here for a season. But guess what, you guys? Like after this is over, 2020, we really saw in the beginning of 2020. All right, guys, I want you to think about it this way. We really, really saw at the beginning of 2020. Imagine that today is January 1st of 2020. I want you to think of it that way, all right? So imagine that this is January 1st of 2020. That is what this is like. Because what's happening is Aries is causing the discord that we don't even know what's happening until it's actually happened, all right? So that is what's happening right now, is we're gonna actually see the discord later on in the months to come of what this full moon is actually doing, especially with this lunar eclipse that is coming up, because it's right on Algol, and it has to do with Satan's head and exposure and all of that. So we're gonna see a lot that happens with the culmination of this lunar eclipse that is coming, because it lasts about 3 months prior and 3 months after. So we're already seeing that happen, all right, you guys? So that's what I'm saying. Like, think of Aries that way, of the beginning of 2020, of January of 2020, because that's really what's going to happen. Eat the BS for breakfast and transmute it. Yeah, exactly, Richard. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you guys for all the badges. I really appreciate it. But just think of that energy, you guys, all right? Because it's going to get louder. We might not have toilet paper like on the shelves. We might even have like the gas stations might start shutting down. Things like that might start happening, but don't live in that fear. See them as nuggets, right? See all this stuff as nuggets from God. See, this is all nuggets from God of really understanding like what is happening. Good morning, Sarah. Is it still frozen? There's not very good reception here. I'm like right by the ocean, so there's not very good reception, but whatever. So really think of this as like moving forward, what you can be doing. And God is like literally planting nuggets of like, hey, we're running out of gas. Maybe you should buy a different car. Oh, gas is going super high. In California, it's almost $6 a gallon here in California. Like, it's ridiculous. And then also too, we have just like this energy of saying, hey, we need to move forward. We need to have abundance. We need to be really manifesting that and thinking about that. We have the North Node moving into Taurus, which is a whole new direction for us. All right. A whole new destiny that we can be going. So really, really think about that. So thank you, Jen. All right, guys, I'm going to pray us out, but I am super excited. You know, we also too, I wanted to talk about this. I didn't talk about this yesterday. We have Vesta opposite of Uranus. So if some of you are having like unexpected things that happen with your job, Vesta is about unconditional love, especially when it comes to business. And the opposition of Taurus or Uranus is really having erratic things that come to your business. This could be why. So if you're having like stuff that comes up and out, you're like, what the hell is happening? This could be why. So really, you know, if that happens and like you at your work, they're like, hey, you need this or need that, just know that Vesta is playing a role in that. Vista is doing its job, okay? But also, you guys, you guys just have to have faith and not fear. Thank you so much, sweetheart. If you guys are really needing to understand that like right now is about letting things go and find your alignment, because if you don't, when 2022 comes, it's going to be a lot harder. And I'm not trying to sound like a fear monger, because I feel like most of you are, but if there's a part of your life that you're like, you've been fighting to make that change this year in 2021, the energy of 2022 is really going to help you make that change. And I say this because energetically, we have to be in the right energy to make that change. We can't push ourselves to make a change. Energetically, we have to have the stars align energetically to make that change. And I know a lot of like astrologers like, make that change now. And I'm telling you, if the stars aren't aligned, it's not going to feel good to make that change. You're going to be making it way too early. It's going to be, have you guys ever opened a green banana like way too early and you're like, it won't open? Like, that's what it's like. You have to wait for the stars to align, for the banana to ripe, to really open up that opportunity that you have, okay? So really start thinking about that. Start manifesting that. Like, what do you want? What do you need to let go of? And with this energy, it's like, hey, I need to let this go, but how can I manifest a better future for myself, all right? So really tell yourself that. Like, what can I let go and what am I manifesting? What do I need to move forward on, right? Aries is about your action. It's your action, where you're going in your life. So it's like, what do I need to be doing? What do I need to be manifesting? This full moon is in my 12th house. So what dreams do I need to be manifesting? What dreams can I be thinking about, right? So really honing in on that. Dawn said the reason why my husband will have to leave his job soon is because he's being pushed into a better direction. Exactly. You guys know when one door closes, a way better door opens. A way better door opens. That's how the universe works. But it's for us, it's like we've been living in the matrix, like we don't want anything to change, nothing can change. And so we can really feel like that, right? And so really just understanding that when one door closes, another one's opening. And like, try not to fight that energy, but work with it. Work with God, work with the divine. When I had my divorce, I asked God, I said, can you give me the strength to go talk to my husband and say, this is no longer working, right? And I didn't know where I was going to live. I didn't have any money in my bank account because I work for a nonprofit for free. And I didn't even know what was going to happen. But I took that leap of faith and I did it. And everything turned out amazing. And it still is amazing. Like, my ex-husband and I get along well. I'm not saying that happens with everybody, but I'm just saying, take that leap of faith. Start preparing your mind, your mental mind mainly, because that's the biggest thing, is preparing mentally, because where you're going, the finances don't even matter. It's the mental capacity of like, okay, am I headed in the right direction? Can I take this on right now, right? And sometimes don't let your ego get in the way. You just have to jump off that ledge, right? You have to jump off that ledge when things just don't make sense. And that's when you have faith over fear, you know? Exactly. Already starting to get opportunities manifest. Exactly. Thank you, Frankie. All right, guys, I'm going to pray us out. And I'm going to, I'm just so excited with this full moon. Remember, it's our action plan. It's saying we got to move forward, and there's stuff we got to let go that is holding us back. And maybe it's a thought, maybe it's a pattern. So just think of that. So can everyone hear me okay? because I was going to pray. Thank you, baby K. Thank you, Frankie. All right. So, Father God, I just want to thank you so much for this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. I want to thank you for this culmination of this full moon that is happening. I want to thank you for all the stars that are lining, that are really helping us manifest our goals and our dreams and our wants and our wishes, but not necessarily for us, but for other people and what's best for other people. And I want to pray for everybody right now, Father God, that just feels like divorce is not the answer. And I felt like that too, but I saw my children and they were dying. They wanted to see true love. They wanted to see true happiness. They didn't want to see a mom and a dad that were divided. Our children deserve that. And so I'm praying for anybody that's going through a divorce, that's going through a separation, that is dealing with hardships with relationships right now. I just pray for them, Father God. I just pray that they lay down the sword, that they no longer fight with this Mars energy, that they can see the opportunity instead of the obstacle that is standing in their way, that they can see the opportunity of when we work things out and when we have peace. And if they're struggling with money and getting something from someone else, know that everything comes from you, not them. When we come to that alignment that you provide everything, not people, then we understand that there's no fight, there's no battle. The battle has already won. And I know you taught me that, and I thank you for that. And I just pray for everyone that's going through something so hard where someone owes them money and they're fighting about that. Know that God will provide you 10 times more if you put down that sword. If you put down that sword of spirit of fighting and anger and aggression. Because when you raise that vibration to hope and joy and peace, it's a way higher vibration, more of that comes to you. And so I just pray for everyone's hearts today. I pray for everybody on the planet that just brings so much peace and love and comfort, that we're all gonna be okay. That as this energy gets more intense as we go on and the things get louder and the exposure of Saturn and Uranus is like two gods fighting together, that we know everything is gonna be okay. That this year is about finding our alignment, not only with ourselves, but with the world. And that's why we feel this tension, and we know it. We know it. And we thank you for giving us the stars right now and the communication that we're able to help each other understand what is happening in the sky, so that we're not confused and we're not standing in fear, but we can stand in that faith and that knowing that everything is going to be okay. The knowing when Pluto goes into Aquarius that we're going to have such great technology, so many healing properties that are going to be given to us to help heal our body, and we thank you for that. But we have to go through this darkness to understand what we are doing wrong so we can transmute it and bring the light. So we thank you for that. And I pray for everyone that's listening to my live and that's listening to this recording, that you plant those seeds in their head, that you plant those seeds of hope, of those things that need to be done and where they need to go. And I just thank you for that, Father. And I give you this beautiful full moon and this Wednesday in your name. Amen. All right, guys. Well, it looks like I'm still on live, which I'm so excited about. But anyways, you guys, I love you. I love you so much. I just hope you have a beautiful, beautiful full moon. Enjoy it. Relax if you can. If you need to just take time to be by yourself, this is a great day to do that. And just to journal and manifest, like just do that. Let things go. Let all that anger go. Let all of that stuff that is no longer helping you go. Okay, you guys? Just have a beautiful, beautiful day and know that everything is happening for our good. All right, guys? I love you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.